Greetings, brothers and sisters. As always, we are thankful to the one true and living God for his divine wisdom and his perfect and infallible understanding of all things.
Hallelujah.
We thank him for being the one and true creator of heaven and earth. There's none equal to him. There's none better than him. He is God alone. I'm glad we have that knowledge.
Amen.
We associate none equal to the God of heaven and earth. He have no partners. When he made heaven and earth, nobody helped him.
That's right.
I know many of you are so blind, you're reading the Bible, let us make man.
Amen.
In our image,
Hallelujah.
after our likeness. And right then, you think that man must be such a complex creation that God needed help in making him.
Amen.
But if you read Genesis 1:27, it told you how many made him.
That's right.
It says, so God made man in his own image.
That's right.
In the image of God created he him. God made one man in the beginning because man was made in the image of God. So if it was more than one God, it would be several men.
Amen.
Made in the beginning to reflect all three.
Yeah.
But he made one man. You know, if you stand in the mirror and it's just you there,
Yeah.
no need to look for a bunch of other fellas standing there. Because that mirror reflect what? Your image.
That's right.
So when God made man in his image, how much plainer can we make it? One man was made there in the garden to reflect the oneness of God.
Amen.
So viewers, I can never thank God enough for interrupting our lives.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes the interruption didn't feel good. Sometimes because of our lack of understanding, we didn't think the interruption was good. But when time began to take its course, we found out that the interruption of God was the mercy of God extended to you and I for our safety. And because of such interruption in our affairs, we all here today.
Amen.
We greet all of our brothers and sisters and television viewers that are watching and listening around the world. We are forever grateful for you taking the time out to watch this program that you may learn God's way.
That's it.
That's all the truth of God is designed for.
That's it.
To teach you God's way, not Gino Jennings' way.
No.
I have to submit myself to God's way unless I'll be a castaway. I don't want to be rejected by God. I don't mind being rejected by people because that don't mean nothing to me.
No.
But to be rejected by God,
Yeah.
you can love me. But if God reject me, your love for me don't help me.
Amen.
You can hate me. But if God love me, your hate towards me, that don't mean nothing to me.
Amen.
So to all of our viewers, it's time for you to get yourself ready. To the thousands of writers that have wrote letters, whether by email, handwritten letters, we are grateful. To our brothers and sisters in the prison institutions in America and out, we have not forgotten about you. We are glad for you that are able to watch this program in your place of incarceration, that you may be set free while you're there.
Oh, yeah.
You know, true imprisonment is when your mind is in darkness.
Yeah.
True freedom is when your understanding come open. And your understanding have been enlightened on who God is and God's will and God's purpose. We had a very, very good meeting last night. Very good meeting last night on the standard of God and the will of God and the purpose of God, showing you and I how Satan have infiltrated church. Satan have infiltrated religion to turn God people another direction. The truth of God, brothers and sisters, friends, and to my loyal watching enemies, the truth of God is designed to put us back on the straight path. Amen. And you know, sometimes to put someone back in line, it brings pain to do it.
Oh, yeah.
Am I right, I say? Amen. When I was a young fella coming up, I came under a very well-rounded household. We had fun. I mean, I come from a very comical family, if I would use such a word. My father, he would cut up and act up sometime. My mother, she would cut up and act up sometime. I mean, with a sense of humor. Right. But we also knew when they meant business. So when we got out of line, my father knew what it took to get us back in line. And my mother knew what it took to get us back in line. And sometimes to get you back in line, you have to associate that with pain. Are you listening? Amen. Because when you're a child, you are in what is called the animalistic stage. This is why the language of the scriptures use a term that's applied to animals. It says, train up a child. Right. You see, most time when we look at the word train, we apply it to beasts, to animals. The objective of training an animal so it would obey its master. Amen. The objective of training children is so they would obey their father and mother. The objective of, or the purpose of training the human family is so we may obey God.
That's it.
Now, some of you are untamed. Amen. So God have a leash, oh, yes, a collar. Amen. Glory to God. Amen. And this is the collar right here. Yeah. Now, the human family, you're filled with so much devil. Amen. It's on you like ticks.
That's right.
Fleas. Are you listening?
Amen.
And you need something to repel that devil that's in you and on you. And there is no collar, no leash that's stronger than God's word. No, the purpose of a leash is when it set boundaries. Oh, yeah. When you go beyond the boundary, then you'll find the cord getting tighter. And sometimes that animal still try to be contrary. So the master have to snatch it. Master is snatching and let you know I'm boss.
That's right.
I'm in control. You better come on back. And when that dog keeps trying to be forceful, the master will apply more force and then take that leash and hit him. Amen. Then the dog can associate who's boss.
That's right.
Now, brothers and sisters, God is your boss. Yes. You can be as foolish and wild and animalistic as you may try to be, but the Lord have a way of not to try to get your attention. That's an insult. That's an insult. To say God is trying. God don't try to do anything when it comes to you. Amen. God just do it. Amen. And I must say when he do it, he does it well.